You, along with 80% of companies I see, are managing PR the wrong way. Most people think PR is sending out a generic press release to hundreds of journalists at a time and then waiting for Forbes to call them back. That's not real PR, that's just wishful thinking. I've created PR campaigns that help my clients get inbound opportunities consistently without ever sending a generic press release or focusing on vanity metrics. So, in this video, I'm breaking down the 7 biggest PR mistakes that most companies make and how to avoid them. So, if you want to stop wasting your time, energy, and money, then keep watching. The first mistake is not having a PR plan. Most people think that if you write a generic press release or a generic email and then send it to 200 journalists and maybe get featured in 1 or 2 publications, that's your PR plan. But that's wrong. When I first started in PR, I was told to do that, and I've seen myself that it doesn't work. And we actually got blocked by a couple of journalists, and obviously because they knew that we were just spamming their inbox. Your real PR plan should be clear and strategic, and it should have all the information on who you're targeting, what value you can add to them, and what publications and what media that they're reading, they're watching, they're listening to, so that everything that you do is strategic. If you just think that emailing as many journalists as possible gonna increase your chances of getting featured, that's wrong. Journalists get thousands of emails every day and they know what a mass pitch looks like. So don't do that, because you are ruining all of your chances of ever getting featured in the media. The second mistake is treating PR like advertising. That happens a lot when founders think that marketing, PR, and ads are all the same. So they just use the same promotional information to pitch to the media. They don't care about your new feature or your new product or your new service. They care about the value that you can bring to them and their audiences. So if you treat PR the same way that you do marketing or ads, and you measure PR the same way as you do marketing and ads, you're not going to see any results, and you're just going to waste your time and money. The third mistake is misjudging the media. Every founder wants to be in Forbes and Bloomberg straight away, but realistically, those big publications rarely ever feature companies that don't already have a long track record behind them. And if you've just started investing into PR and it's only been a couple of months or even a year, it is very unlikely that you will be featured in huge publications like that. And realistically, it might not even be something that you need anyway. If people who you're targeting, your investors, business partners, or clients, don't read those publications, you are far better off targeting trade media and niche industry media than those big publications, because that's when you will see real results from your PR activities. And obviously, the more you appear in the media, the more visibility you have and more awareness you have, it will be easier to later target those bigger publications if that's something you still want. The next mistake is forgetting your audience. Every founder loves to talk about themselves and their companies, their new features, their new product, their new service, their new hires, but journalists don't care about that. And even more, your clients don't care about that. They only care about how you can help them, how you can solve their problem, or what value you can add to them. So if all of your messaging is focused on promoting your new service or your new product, you're going to be ignored. You're not going to see any results. With everything that you do and everything that you pitch, you always have to think what your target audience want from you rather than what you want to share with them. Don't focus on your ego, focus on your target clients. Mistake number 5 is ignoring crisis prep. This is very common because everyone thinks it's not going to be them until it is them. And if there's crisis happening or if there's something bad happening and you're not prepared, you're going to panic, you're going to waste time, you're going to waste money, and all of that is going to be worse than what it could have been. If you have a few key messaging ready, if you have a spokesperson prepared, and if you have a possible statement ready, then you are already well prepared for any crisis that could happen. And it sounds boring and it sounds unnecessary when things are going well, but if and when something bad happens and you are prepared, you will save so much time for yourself and you will have nothing to worry about. Mistake number 6 is focusing on vanity metrics. This is a very common mistake, and almost everyone, if not everyone that I've spoken to, has said that either they've done it or a PR agency that they work with has done that. This is when you measure PR success by likes, impressions, or reach. And those numbers might look good on your presentation or on your documents, but it doesn't actually correlate to any of the results that you could have gotten if you were to measure that correctly. If you focus on a number of random publications that you've been in or potential reach of those publications instead of real metrics that align with your PR goals, you are just wasting so much time and you're wasting so much money on things that don't even work. You have to focus on real metrics and align your PR goals with your business goals to see real ROI. The last mistake is not having any real relationships with the media. If you think emailing weekly to 200 journalists at a time and getting one or two features in random publications is you having real relationships, you are so wrong. They probably don't even know your name. Real relationships takes time to build, and it only happens when you actually care about what journalists publish and who they're targeting, and you actually help them to do their job so they help you do your job. If you just send them random information or you send unnecessary information to them and you hoping that they will publish you because you sound good to yourself, that's not going to happen. Cold emailing journalists rarely ever works. It only works if you're just starting to build a relationship, but even then, before you email, you have to do so much research on a journalist. You have to know what topics they cover, who they're targeting, what publications they're working at, and everything that you pitch or everything that you even have it before you even have a conversation with them, you have to care about what the work that they do, because they don't owe you their time and they definitely don't owe you any features in any of publications. So everything that you do with journalists, it has to be a partnership, and if you can build a real good relationship with those journalists and those publications, then you are set for a very long time. You will get inbound opportunities as well, and your pitching will just become easier because you will become a reliable source for them, not just a random company that's trying to get one-time coverage. So if you avoid not having a plan, treating PR like ads, ignoring your clients, and not having real relationships, you are saving so much time, energy, and money, and you will start seeing real results. You will start building trust, credibility, visibility, and long-term authority. You have to remember that PR isn't about being in as many random publications as you possibly can. It's actually about building relationships with journalists, with the media, with your clients, with investors, with your business partners before any of the conversations happen. So if you want real PR and if you want to see real results, then you can DM me on LinkedIn or you can book a call with me in the link below.